Every year, over 40,000 hopeful entrepreneurs apply for the chance to pitch their business to 5 ultra-wealthy investors, while millions of viewers watch around the world. But out of those 40,000 people, less than 100 of them will actually get to face the sharks on air for the world to see, which means you've got a better shot at locking eyes with a real shark in the ocean than locking in a deal with one on TV. But you know what's even more difficult than getting on Shark Tank once? Doing it twice. James Martin became the first entrepreneur to make it onto Shark Tank twice, and he managed to waste the sharks' time on both occasions. In his first appearance, he introduced the sharks to something they'd never seen before.
Copa di Vino, America's first wine by the glass.
Seeking $600,000 for 20% of his business, the sharks were more interested in the patent for his packaging.
I really like your patents. Can we pull the two apart?
Mr. Wonderful offered him $600,000 for 51% of the patent. And even though Mark Cuban said it was a great offer,
his deal's far better than what I would offer.
James was not interested.
The answer is no.
This was your moment. You turn around, it's gone.
Cheers.
And James left without a deal.
He's a dead man walking, it's over.
But it wasn't over. James returned the following season after his business exploded from $500,000 in sales to $5 million in just 1 year. This time, he was seeking $300,000 for 5% of the business. Kevin, Mark, and Robert offered James $600,000 for 30% of the business.
Twice the money you came here looking for.
And this is where things fell apart.
No more talking. You've got to make a decision.
Rather than give the sharks an answer, James continued to slowly sip his wine until Mark couldn't take it anymore.
I'm out. You screwed around.
You came in and created drama. I'm really out. I mean, you just came here to waste our time.
James wasn't looking to get a deal on the show, but he used the exposure to grow the business and sold it for $5.9 million in 2020, and Copa di Vino is still available today. It was obvious James came for the promo, not the partnership. But Dave Alwyn actually wanted a deal during season 4 when he pitched
Echo Valley Meats. We specialize in that old-fashioned butcher shop quality, the best meat you'll ever eat.
Seeking $300,000 for 20% of his business, the sharks loved his meat.
The meat was great.
It's absolutely spectacular.
But there was a major problem.
Why is the profit so low?
He barely made any profit, and to make matters worse, he didn't know his numbers.
You know what it costs you to acquire a new customer?
Not really.
You're coming in unprepared. That doesn't cut it.
So he left without any offers. But Dave was determined to get a deal. So he went back home, studied his business some more, and came back during season 6 in the same outfit, but much more prepared.
Your tough questions made me go home and become a better entrepreneur.
Not only was he more prepared this time,
You didn't know your customer acquisition cost.
That number is $12. We've had great retention.
he was only seeking $150,000 for 20% of his mail order meat business that went from $190,000 before Shark Tank to $1.4 million after.
I am here to make a deal.
Robert offered him $300,000 for 35% of the entire business. Mr. Wonderful offered him $150,000 for 17.5%, and Mark offered him $150,000 for 25% of the mail order business with an option to buy 25% of the retail business for an additional $150,000.
Mark, you have a deal.
After closing the deal, Echo Valley Meats took off and is still in business with annual sales of $5 million.
You're amazing. I'm very impressed.
The power of Shark Tank.
I think it's the power of you.
The next entrepreneur made the same crucial mistake of entering the tank unprepared and paid a heavy price for it.
Every time we asked a business question, you dodge all the facts.
Worst pitch I've ever seen.
Jason Woods got torn apart in front of his fiancée during his first appearance on Shark Tank when he pitched
the Kymera bodyboard, the world's first all-electric jet-propelled bodyboard.
Seeking $250,000 for 20% of his business. He had a cool concept, but with only a prototype, a $1.25 million valuation, and 0 sales, the sharks were all over him.
Why didn't you go out and just sell one at a time?
I just don't want to sell something out of my garage, you know?
Jason, you're so full of crap. You're not an entrepreneur, you're a wantrepreneur. 10 years, you couldn't figure out how to go and get a product and sell it. You're not a businessman. Find somebody else to run the business, but it's not going to be me. I'm out.
And he left without any offers.
Keep trying.
We know he's going to keep on trying because it's been 10 years.
Mark was absolutely right because Jason returned to the tank 5 years later.
No way.
But this time, things were different.
You were right. You said I should find somebody to help me run the company? Well, I did.
With a new business partner and $900,000 in sales, they were now seeking $250,000 for 5% of the business.
We're in a very different place now than we were back then.
Mr. Wonderful offered them $250,000 for 5% of the business, but also wanted $500 for every board sold until he made $750,000.
So when you bankrupt them, how are you going to get your money?
You don't like it, let's see you step up. I wouldn't say no until you know you have another offer.
I have another offer for you.
Damon offered them $250,000 for 10%, but Robert was about to blow them out of the water.
I love the product. Everybody deserves a second chance. I think you need more money.
Robert offered them $500,000 for 10% of the business.
Yes,
Done.
Yes.
I love it.
Although Robert was excited on TV, the deal never closed. But James and Adam still made Kymera a multi-million-dollar company, and the bodyboards are still available today. Everyone loves a good comeback, but the next entrepreneur had a solution for something no one wants coming back up. First, they laughed at him.
It's a bib.
But when he returned, they praised him.
You've done an amazing job. Very proud of you.
When Les Cookson first appeared on Shark Tank during season 2 to pitch
The Carick Bib, the smart, hands-free barf bag for kids.
with barely any sales, he was seeking $30,000 for 15% of his business. But the Sharks did not take him seriously.
I have a hard time listening to you once you're standing in vomit. The only thing I think is worse than vomiting is riding around with a bag of vomit on your neck.
And got laughed out of the tank without any offers.
If I actually gave you 30 grand, I would throw up in this thing.
But when he returned during season 13, things were very different.
I took that invention behind the barn and shot it.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Mr. Wonderful.
Seeking $300,000 for 10% of his new business,
Lucid Art. We sell the Lucy drawing tool that can make anyone an artist and any artist a master.
Isn't that amazing? Thank you. Thank you.
he blew the Sharks away with his sales numbers.
Last year, we did 3.7 total, and we made 1.6 million profit.
This is
incredible.
And what have been your lifetime sales?
10 million. What?
$10 million?
Over $10 million.
Oh, that's like talking dirty.
Damon offered him $300,000 for 20% of the business.
The highest I can go is 15.
That's exactly where I wanted to land. Gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You've done an amazing job. Congratulations. Very proud of you.
Although the deal didn't appear to close, Les continues to grow the business, and Lucy drawing tools are still available today. While that comeback was motivating, this next entrepreneur focused on men's biggest motivations.
We're motivated by money and sex, and my company helps them get more of both.
Aaron Marino was on a mission to help men get more of the two things they care about most when he pitched
Alpha M Consulting, a 6-disc DVD series that helps a man analyze and build the perfect basic wardrobe.
Seeking $50,000 for 10% of his business, his DVD set was expensive.
$297.
Ooh. It's a ridiculous price.
But he impressed the Sharks as a salesman.
What's the price of a compliment? I may be shipping DVDs, but what I sell is confidence.
He is good.
And even though they liked him as a consultant,
I think you're a great consultant.
they didn't think his business model would work.
I don't think it's an investable business.
The DVD, I just don't see that working.
So Aaron left without any offers. After the disappointment of only selling one DVD set the night his episode aired, he shut down the DVD portion of his business. But Aaron got the rare opportunity to return to the tank during season 7 to pitch
Pete and Pedro, a new line of super awesome men's hairstyling products.
Seeking $100,000 for 10% of his business, he had $800,000 in sales in his first 2 years, but the Sharks were more interested in his other business.
I am a YouTuber.
After closing the DVD business, he grew his Alpha M YouTube channel to 600,000 subscribers and was making $600,000 a year, but he was not interested in selling a piece of his YouTube channel.
Why would I want one of my entrepreneurs spending any time doing anything else except making me rich?
I'm an influencer.
I don't care.
Mr. Wonderful offered him $100,000 for 20% of both businesses. Robert offered him $100,000 for 10% of every product he sells, and Barbara offered him $100,000 for 10% of the Alpha M YouTube channel.
Barbara,
Yes.
let's do it.
Even though he agreed to the deal on TV, it never closed as Aaron didn't think it made sense. Alpha M now has nearly 7 million subscribers, and Pete and Pedro is still in business with nearly $10 million in annual sales. While Aaron focused on men, Barbara hoped that simply being a woman would secure a deal with the next entrepreneur.
Every time I jumped into bed with a guy, never wound up in a good place.
Sexist witch.
Why do you always
I can't believe you'd say
This
that.
isn't about sex.
Barbara used the sexist card to try and secure a deal with Rebecca Riscotti when she pitched one of the craziest products ever on Shark Tank.
City Kitty. You can toilet train your cat. You take the City Kitty training seat, you put it on your toilet, and at the third ring, that's when they'll start aiming in the water of the toilet. It works.
I hate cats. If a cat ever gave me a problem and I was in a high apartment, I wouldn't have a problem with that cat 5 minutes later. I'm out.
Seeking $100,000 for 15% of her business, the Sharks thought it was a joke straight out of a movie. But with $1.4 million in lifetime sales, two sharks wanted a piece of the litter. Kevin Harrington offered her $100,000 for 40%, and Barbara offered her exactly what she asked for, but only if her friend that owned As Seen on TV was interested. And that's when the clause came out.
I'm ready to do this deal. She has to go to somebody that may like it, may not like it.
Let me also say to you, every time I jumped into bed with a guy in a business deal, never wound up in a good place.
Sexist witch.
Why do you always
I can't believe you'd say that. We can't spend the rest of our
Rebecca,
lives
what are you
here.
gonna do?
Your cat's gonna be dead by the time you get home. What are you going to do?
20%, 100,000.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
One for the boy.
After closing the deal, City Kitty became the #1 selling product in Amazon's home and garden department and passed $1 million in sales the following year. And City Kitty is still available today with more than $16 million in lifetime sales. But Rebecca wasn't comfortable with just one successful deal.
Stick your head in it.
I don't think you can look more ridiculous.
Rebecca Riscotti had the Sharks cracking up once again when she returned to the tank with another ridiculous product.
Hoodie Pillow.
Hoodie Pillow combines the comfort of your pillow with America's favorite piece of clothing.
Seeking $90,000 for 15% of their business, her and her business partner Chris were getting laughed at. But when they showed off the travel version, things changed.
The reason I like that is it solves a problem. I don't want to talk to the person next to me in the airplane.
Mr. Wonderful offered them $90,000 for 33.3%.
Even though the stuff may be crap, you sell a lot of it. That's what matters.
Damon and Barbara offered them $90,000 for 40%, but also wanted 10 cents for every pillow sold.
You guys are crazy if you do that deal.
And Robert offered them $90,000 for 20%.
I missed out on you once. I'm not going to do it again.
Robert, you have a deal.
The deal with Robert never closed, but Hoodie Pillow took off, selling 4,000 units the day after airing, and according to SharkTankBlog.com, Hoodie Pillow has annual sales of $5 million and is still available today. Rebecca is still the only entrepreneur to secure 2 deals on Shark Tank, but the final entrepreneur did something even more impressive, all while making the world a safer place. Jamie Siminoff made it possible to capture moments like these on camera to help keep people safe when he pitched
Doorbot, the first ever video doorbell built for the smartphone.
Seeking $700,000 for 10% of his business, the Sharks knew he was onto something.
No one's arguing the quality of the product. I like it. I think you're going to do great with it.
But 4 of them just couldn't see Jamie's vision for the company.
I just don't see that progression, that this company could be worth 80 million, 90 million. I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Okay.
The only person left is Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful offered him $700,000 for 5% of the business with a 10% royalty that drops to 7% after he recoups his $700,000.
Mr. Wonderful, we're going to decline.
You're dead to me.
And I was like, whew. I went back to my garage, broken.
Although he didn't get a deal, the exposure from his episode sparked a $5 million boost in sales, and he made a crucial decision that would end up changing his life forever. Jamie redesigned the device and changed its name to Ring, which attracted major investors like Sir Richard Branson and Shaq, who also became a spokesperson for Ring in 2016. After growing Ring to hundreds of millions of dollars in annual sales, something unexpected unexpected happened.
In other news this morning, Amazon is now buying the smart doorbell maker Ring.
Amazon's second biggest acquisition ever, between 1.2 and 1.8 billion.
Just 5 years after the devastation of failing to get a deal on Shark Tank, he would make the greatest comeback in the show's history.
Look who's back.
Jamie returned to the tank during season 10, but this time he wasn't pitching.
Congratulations, man.
He became the only contestant in the show's history to return as a shark.